G'day folks, Tom Holmes here. Welcome to this video today all around what is mindset. So we're going to have a look at what mindset is today. We're also going to have a look at what is a positive or negative mindset. So we're going to have a look at mindset. We're going to have a look at what a positive or negative mindset is. Now, this is the first of two videos. This first video is around mindset. The second video, I'm going to teach you 6 psychology techniques for how to create a positive mindset. So the video today is part 1, which is all around what is mindset, what is a positive or negative mindset. The video in part 2 is 6 psychology techniques for creating a positive mindset. Now you'll want to stick around for both videos, because by the time you've watched these videos, you'll go out into the world very differently. You'll understand what mindset is. You'll understand how to tweak your mindset to create more positive outcomes in your life. So this video today is all about mindset. I'm going to present it via PowerPoint, which I'll open up and share with you now. So what is mindset and what is a positive or negative mindset? That's what we're going to have a look at today, folks. So I thought I'd start with some definitions, because I think it's important to define the things that we say. We say things are negative or bad, and we say things are positive or good. So negative is really emphasizing the bad side of a person, attitude, or situation. And we say things like we're looking at the negatives, right? We're looking at the bad traits, the worry, what could go wrong. We're thinking the worst, or it's hopeless. And then there's the flip side, the positive. We're looking for the good. Right? This is constructive, this is optimistic or confident, and it's emphasizing the good side of a person, attitude, or situation. And we say things like focusing on the positives, don't we? So this is really, we're looking for the good qualities of someone, or we're looking for the good result. Then we have mindset. Mindset is our worldview. It's our beliefs, values, and assumptions about ourselves, others, and life, which shapes our perceptions of reality. This informs our feelings and our decisions. The way I like to think about mindset, and I want you to think about mindset like this for the rest of the video, is that mindset is like a filter. Mindset is a filter. We perceive incoming information, we filter it, we make meaning out of it. This influences our decisions, choices, and behaviors. So mindset is a way we interpret and perceive the world. And so when we say, we've just said here, we're looking at the negatives or we're focusing on the positives, what we're actually doing here is it's our mindset that is looking for the negatives. It's our mindset that is focusing on the positives. So it's all about mindset. So let's have a look at what's good or bad. And this is a little introduction really to mindset. There is nothing actually good or bad. It's really just thinking that makes it so. So there is nothing actually good or bad. It's just thinking that makes it so. So what we have in this picture here, we've got this situation, this reality. Then we've got us in the middle. Then we're assigning these meanings as good or bad. So what we can see from this is that the reality doesn't change. The reality is not good or bad. It is us in the middle that interprets via our mindset, via our filter, whether that situation is good or bad. So reality is comprised of these neutral events. It is only us that assign them these good or bad meanings. So this is like an introduction about mindset, about how we're in the middle and we interpret the reality, what's happening via this mindset, and then that determines what we think about it, the meaning we make of it, and the decisions and choices that we make. So it's an introduction to the filter. We filter that information, we assign it these labels, good or bad. So let's have a look at negative mindset. So we have this situation, this reality, then we have our mindset, this filter that I've talked about. Our filter is what makes meaning and then the thoughts and beliefs that we have about the meaning that we've made, and then that influences the feelings and behaviors and choices that we make. So there we have the situation, mindset, meaning, feelings, and behavior. First, I'm going to take you through what is comprised of the mindset. What is mindset actually made up of? Then we're going to actually have a look, and we're going to follow this kind of flow chart of this person's work situation to explain each of the concepts. So first, let's have a look at the mindset, the filter. So mindset is this filter, but it's comprised of a number of things. So the filter is made up of a number of components. So first, let's have a look at values. So values are things that make life important and meaningful. So they're things in life that are important to us. So examples of values could be security, love, safety, connection. So they're values. Then there's rules. So rules are things that we have to do, rules that we put on ourselves to achieve these values. So a rule might be, I have to have a certain amount of money to feel secure, or I have to have a house to feel secure, or I have to be with my family for that to mean connection, or I have to be in a relationship to feel love. So there are all these rules that we have around what we must do, what we should or shouldn't do to achieve our values. Then we have things like beliefs. So beliefs are more sort of ingrained thoughts that we have about ourselves and about the world. So a limiting belief might be something like, I'm too old to do this. I'm too old to learn something new. I'll never find the one I love. So these are all beliefs that we have about who we are. Then there's identity and ego. So identity and ego, really this is about who I am not. So my identity is who do I identify as? It's my self-image. It's the picture of myself in the world. And so identity and ego really separates us from others. This is who I am. This is who I'm not. So that's identity and ego. And that identity ego, sorry, that's really creating, it's sort of boundaries around who I am and who I am not in the world. So we create boundaries around what I will do, what kind of person am I versus what kind of person I'm not. So this is almost sort of separating, cocooning ourselves from around the world, who I am, who I'm not. So that's identity and ego. Then there's assumptions, right? Assumptions are really things that we don't have knowledge for, but we assume about the way that the world works or that the way that we operate in it. So these might be assumptions around the media, or around the government, around the economy. So that's assumptions. Then we've got past memories and experiences. So past memories and experiences all stored in our brain, and they all comprise the filter. So everything that we perceive coming into the world gets filtered through these past memories and experiences. That's how we determine meaning. That's how the brain determines meaning. It's always looking for what is familiar, right? What have I done before? So we perceive it, we make meaning through these past memories and experiences. And then we're on to biases. Now, biases are the way that our brain, the way that our mindset distorts reality to see what we want to see. So biases distort reality. This is really unconscious. Sometimes we don't know it's happening. So biases are things like, they call them cognitive biases because it's the way that our brain and our thinking distorts that reality. So one of them is called confirmation bias. So we have confirmation bias. So what we do is we go out there into the world and we find information that confirms our existing belief. So we find information that confirms our existing belief. We don't actually realize that our brain is almost doing it. We're finding things to confirm the truth about what we believe. So all those things make up our mindset, make up that filter that perceives and makes meaning out of the information coming into our brain. So now let's have a look at this flow chart here. So we have this situation, this reality. So this is a neutral event that's happened at work. So all events are neutral. So in this situation, it looks like the boss has come over to the employee's desk, which is a neutral event. And then we have our mindset here, right? So this information has come in. So this employee, his mindset is perceiving his reality. His mindset is perceiving his reality. Then he's making meaning of it. So we have the situation, the reality is neutral. It's filtered through his mindset. Then he's made meaning of it. So meaning is our perception. Really, it's our interpretation of reality. So the way that this employee has interpreted it, probably often on autopilot reaction. This could be his default, his tendency, the way that his mindset determines his outlook on life, is that he's perceived this as the boss is sort of having a crack at him. So he has this thought, he seemed nice, but I think he's actually pissed at me. I think he's actually pissed at me. So it's like that this situation, this neutral event has happened, but his mindset has interjected all these other thoughts and things that maybe this boss is actually pissed at him. Then he has this belief. Because this boss, he thinks the boss is pissed at him, he has this belief, I never seem to do anything right. So he's almost looking for things to confirm this existing belief, I never seem to do anything right. So up to now, we've had this situation, this neutral reality. This employee's mindset has filtered this reality. He's made meaning of it. But then this has actually affected his feelings, right? So now because he has the thought that he seemed nice, but I think he's pissed, this belief, I never seem to do anything right, he has these feelings of fear, stress, anxiety, panic, worry, right? So he has all these feelings bubble up because he has these thoughts about what his boss is doing to him. And then he has these other thoughts like, I'll never get any of this done. So because he feels that I never seem to do anything right, and these thoughts, I think he's pissed at me, he has these feelings, this fear, stress, anxiety, and then he tries to, he then thinks, I'll never get any of this done. So I'll never get any of this work done. So because he has this thought, I'll never get any of this work done, this leads to his behavior, this decisions, choices, and actions, right? Because he thinks he'll never get any of it done, he stays at work late, he overthinks things, when he gets home, he doesn't see his kids, and he just wants to get out of the day to escape the day. And so when he gets home, he hits the booze, he has a couple of glasses of wine or a couple of stubbies because he wants those sort of feelings to go away. So as we can see, we have this situation, this neutral event. The mindset is how he's determined it. The mindset is this filter. Then he's made meaning of that event. So this is his perception. This is his interpretation of reality, often on autopilot, often his default setting. He's had this thought, these beliefs, that's influenced his feelings, which is fear, stress, anxiety, and then that's influenced his behaviors and choices. He's staying at work late. And because of this continuous cycle, as this arrow down the bottom shows, this continuous cycle of him thinking this, then having these feelings and behavior, it kind of reinforces his mindset. So he's almost in this sort of self-perpetuating loop, right, going on, right? Every time he filters the world this way, he has the same feelings, the same behaviors, it reinforces his mindset. The next time, the same things happen. So that's how we're having a look at a negative mindset. Now let's flip the script a little and have a look at what a positive mindset is, right? So we have this situation, we have this reality which is neutral, right? We have the same filter. We're filtering that information through our mindset. But this time, right, we've bolted on these 6 psychology techniques that I'm going to teach you in the next video. And the crux of these psychology techniques is to pause. So the psychology techniques that I'll teach you is about, there's the event, the situation, then we interpret it with our normal mindset, but then we're pausing before reacting, right? We're pausing before that autopilot reactivity. Now in that pause, what we're doing is questioning. We're questioning the makeup of our mindset. We're saying things, is this based in reality? Am I seeing what I really am seeing? What am I thinking? What am I feeling? Right? So we're pausing before making a decision, before making meaning, before making those decisions and choices. So we have our normal mindset filter, and these 6 psychology techniques that I'll teach you is like a finer filter where we're pausing and we're questioning our existing mindset. So because we've got these psychology techniques bolted on, the meaning that we make of things, and then the feelings that we have based on the meaning that we've made, and the behaviors, the decisions and choices and actions that we make will be different, and they'll lead to more positive outcomes because of these psychology techniques. So in this situation, we can see here that we've had this situation. It's exactly the same situation, right? It's the neutral situation. But in this situation, because of this bolted on psychology techniques, he's interpreting it very differently. He's pausing and he's questioning. So the meaning he makes is very different, right? So his perception, interpretation of reality is different. And these are more conscious reactions, right? So he hasn't just gone through on that default autopilot tendency. He's paused, he's questioned his mindset, and he has a more conscious reaction, a more conscious thoughts. He's almost like he's more awake of what's happening in his mind. So here he's having the thought, he seems to value my work, completely different. And he has a belief, I can do this job. So he thinks that his boss is there with him, giving him the thumbs up. So instead of perceiving things like his boss is pissed at him, he's, by just changing his mindset, has perceived his reality very differently. And then this has led to different feelings because he believes he can do this job. He has this confident pleasure, joy. He feels the satisfaction. He gets the sense that I'm making real progress at work, which is what we all want. And then because he's had these feelings, this influences his behavior. So this influences decisions and choices. Because he feels like I can do this job, I'm making real progress, he leaves on time. He feels satisfied. He spends quality time with his kids. He exercises, he sleeps well, right? So he's got none of the booze, none of missing the time with his kids, and he's being there with them. He's spending that quality time with his family. So you can see here just how powerful it is by changing our mindset, by changing the cogs up here, influencing this. This can literally change our entire outlook on life. It can change the feelings that we have. It can change the decisions and choices that we have. And let's have a look at this different arrow down the bottom here. So this is really because of these bolted on psychology techniques, there's been a very different outcome at the end, a very different outcome. He's left time, instead of sitting at his desk, he's left work on time, he feels satisfied, he goes home and spends quality time with his kids. So the 6 psychology techniques are almost like the first part. We're questioning that mindset, but the mindset is a tricky beast to change. The way that the mindset really gets changed is by recognizing that by changing the mindset here, and then there's different behaviors, different choices and actions, there's this loop that comes back round. Because of there's a different outcome, it changes the mindset. It kind of clicks the cogs into place. The questioning is just what gets the cogs turning, but then the cogs almost lock into place, right? So because the behaviors change, the mindset actually thinks like, oh, that was actually better for me. Next time that happens, I'll perceive it differently. I'll perceive it in the more positive outlook, the more positive way. So we're looking for the first part is really questioning the mindset. The second part is really because of the different outcome, this will change the mindset, lock those cogs into place. So the next time the same situation happens, you'll look at things more positively, right? So this is how we create a positive mindset. So we've had a look at positive and negative mindset. So let's summarize what we've learned. What is mindset? So reality is comprised of these neutral events, right? Reality is comprised of these neutral events in front of us. It is only us that assign them good or bad meanings by how we interpret events through our mindset. So it's all mindset. It's all this filter that interprets our reality, and then this affects our thoughts, feelings, and behavior. So as we looked at, mindset is made up of the values, the rules, beliefs we have about ourselves, identity, who we are, who we're not, assumptions about the world, past memories and experiences, and those cognitive biases. We each actually see a different reality based on our mindset. So no one sees the same reality. We all interpret things very differently. And now the second video is all about these 6 psychology techniques. They're a finer filter, right? They're this finer filter that we bolt on to our existing mindset, and it makes us pause and question ourselves. And so by changing our mindset, by changing your mindset to a positive mindset, using the 6 psychology techniques in the next video, your thoughts and feelings and behavior will be more positive. So this video today was literally all around explaining, giving you an introduction to what mindset is, having a little look at what is a positive and negative mindset. The next video will teach you 6 psychology techniques for how to create a positive mindset. So I'm just going to stop the share now. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you got a lot out of this video and it helps you clarify what mindset is and how to create a positive mindset. So in the next video, I'll see you for those 6 psychology techniques for how to develop a positive mindset. Thanks for joining me.